Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Upkick MMA episode 345. I am Brendan. Tyson Fury taking on Francis Ngannou. Not what we expected. That is not what we expected. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how the boxing match went down. We'll break it all down round by round. We'll score it. Talk about the scoring and how the decision went. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. That way you know the next video is coming out. I'd appreciate it. I do 2 or 3 videos every single week breaking down fights, mostly MMA here. I do boxing once in a while, big fights, things that I am interested in, and crossovers, because this is a crossover fight, obviously. So, all right, let's talk about this. Overall, production quality, I mean, it's boxing, so, it's usually over the top. For me, it's fine, but God, it took forever. There was like a 45-minute intermission. That's ridiculous. How is it going to take that long? What are you guys doing? I don't know. I don't know what their plan is, or I've complained about UFC pacing before, or as Bellator pacing. I've complained about lots of pacing from MMA organizations. This was horrible. Overall, though, the fight did not go as I thought. Right, Fury ends up getting the spoilers. Fury ends up getting the split decision. I'm a little confused by the split decision myself, but I guess because I've seen some of the other scorecards floating around. Some people, I think, are a little delusional. Let's talk about it at the end. Let's go round by round. We'll talk about what we saw here. So in round 1, Fury comes out fast, lands an overhand right. Fury jab into the body, landed a nice right hand as Ngannou entered. Ngannou has a wide open guard, kind of playing counter striker, which was interesting. Not the most aggressive style we've seen from him. Nice 1-2. Fury landing hard as a counter. Ngannou only able to find the body. The head just wasn't there for him in this first round. Every time he was just out of range. So it was a 10-9 for Fury. Not close. But Ngannou didn't just throw wild hooks. So it was a good start, and I wanted to see how his cardio held up. It held up pretty good. He did get tired later on in the fight, but we'll talk about that when we get to it too. Round 2, Ngannou using the jab to the body and Fury landing the lead left hook. A nice stiff jab from Fury, splitting the guard of Ngannou. Ngannou lands a left hook as Fury rolls and ducks. Ngannou keeps the distance in the clinch, trying to land the uppercut. Did not land. You could see it live. The commentary, boy, oh boy, was the commentary really congratulatory about everything Ngannou did. Okay. I'm not saying what Ngannou did wasn't impressive. Okay. Having this be your first blah, blah, blah fight, but impressive, sure. Just because it's impressive doesn't mean he's winning the round. The way they were talking, it was like he could do no wrong, and Fury just looked like shit. That being said, Fury did not look good. It looked like he didn't take this serious, and he still ends up getting the victory here. So it kind of shows you how good he is. Let's see. They both switched stances. Fury's landing well, finding the lead hook and the jab. Fury got caught by one good shot in round 2, and that's it. Right, so he landed so much more, landed better shots, 20-18 on my card. Going into the third round here, Ngannou triple jabs his way in and lands the last one. That was really nice. It was a nice little sequence he had there. A huge right hand misses, but lands a left hand. The commentary keeps saying Ngannou is a man with a plan. So the first couple rounds, he just would not shut up about how, look at Ngannou. He looks like a man with a plan. I would hope so. Like it's a big surprise. He's been training for this and then only this. Like, I don't care what your plan was. You're obviously a man with a plan. It's such a nothing statement to say that a guy who's planning to fight somebody has a plan. No shit. Ngannou lands this huge left hand behind the ear of Tyson, knocks him off balance. It wasn't off balance. He knocks off his equilibrium. Tyson goes down, and I was like, holy shit. Ngannou knocked him down. I should have put money on it at this point. I knew if there was ever a knockdown, Ngannou was going to, the odds would shift, and a Fury would be good money then, because the same thing happened in, all the Wilder fights. So this was a 10-8 round for Ngannou. We got a tied fight, 28-28 going into the fourth round. Ngannou lands a nice right hand at range. Fury landing a hard lead left hook. Fury landing hard hooks to the body and clinching up multiple times in this round. Fury finding the range again, but more aggressive, landing a hard right hand. Fury landing a hard 1-2, and then another right hand, stunning Ngannou for a second. It was a great comeback round for Fury. I saw somebody gave round four to Ngannou. I don't think so. I'd like to see the official scorecards. They're not out yet, apparently. I was looking for them. I couldn't find the official scorecards. So round 4, I thought was really clearly Tyson Fury's, just because I already explained why. But I saw somebody's unofficial scorecard. They gave Ngannou this round. I think that was lag over from the previous round. Go back and just watch round 4. If you really, I'm not saying I'm right and above reproach that anybody else is wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But go back in round 4 and you tell me why Ngannou won that round. Maybe I'll go rewatch it as well. But when I scored it live, I thought it was a very good round for Fury. So 38-37 for Fury. Round 5, both guys land on right hands. Ngannou leads and Fury follows. Ngannou is swinging big with hooks. With that backhand now, lots of clinching in this round. A nice 1-2 from Fury. Ngannou swinging wild hooks and missing big. One defining moment in that round at the end of it for Fury. Not the best looking round for either guy, but that was Fury's round, 48-46. Round 6, Fury jabbing well, exiting just as Ngannou swings. Ngannou landing a nice left hook to the body. Ngannou is now just ducking and throwing that left hook silly. It looked kind of weird. He looked tired. Fury kind of playing with him in this round, just poking him with the jab. Not a lot of action in this one. 58-55 for Fury. Round 7, Ngannou partially landing the left straight. Ngannou's landing the left straight to the body. Fury not opening up, and Ngannou winning the first half of this round with the body shots. And then it carried through the second half of that round. It looked like Fury took this round off for some reason, 67-65. So this was that was obviously Ngannou's round. Round 8. Right hand landing from Fury. Ngannou wanting to tie up and pushes him to the ropes. A nice left hand for Ngannou. This round started to look really sloppy, which favors Ngannou. Ngannou landing some hooks and uppercuts. Fury with a nice right hand. And then something kind of looked wrong with Fury in this round. I think there was a headbutt earlier before that sequence started that Ngannou landed. I'd have to go back and watch, but it looked like in the moment when they came together, it looked like they bashed heads, and it kind of knocked them off a little bit because there wasn't a punch that landed before the sequence, and nothing in that sequence landed so hard that really should give Fury pause, but it did. I gave this round to Ngannou. So round 7 and 8 for Ngannou. 76-75. Very close one going into round 9. Ngannou landing a straight left hand right as the round starts, but then Fury stepping up the jab, landing the 1-2. Nice lead hook from Fury as he moves to the left, and Ngannou just was not able to land anything after that first punch in the first 10 seconds. He just wasn't able to do anything in this round, 86-84. Last round here, Ngannou reaching and Fury sliding back and avoiding. Commentary really favoring Ngannou, just talking about how impressive it is that what he's doing. It's great that they're building him up, but and to be fair, like I said, Fury did look like shit in this fight. He just won this round with a jab. Nice left hook landing for Fury, and it was a bad round. My scorecard was a 96-93. You could give this last round to Ngannou. I didn't. I gave this round to Fury as well. You could give it to him, right? This one was one of those ones where nothing really landed for either guy, and it was kind of just a bullshit round for both of them. So, I don't know how I don't know how you guys scored it. You guys let me know. I had it 96-93. 95-94 is acceptable. One of the judges had it 95-94 for Ngannou. Now, that would mean that he has to win. Based off of some of the other unofficial scorecards I saw, that means some people had him winning round 4, round 7, round 8, and round 10. I don't agree with that. I've already explained why, right? It's not that I don't think Ngannou looked horrible in this. It did look like he was more disciplined in here. He wasn't just throwing big hooks. But I think a lot of the MMA community was overall leaning towards Ngannou, kind of wishing for that magical moment where an MMA fighter finally upsets a boxer. This wasn't it. That knockdown was impressive, and it was good that he landed it to show that, it. Listen, I hate to say this. Like, I'm not on MMA side. I'm not on boxing side. I try to be more nuanced in the way I'm watching things, so I'm not just constantly rooting for one person over the other based off of any reason. Like, obviously, I have favorites just like everyone else. If you've watched my stuff before, you know I have favorites and I root for people. But in a fight where I don't really dislike either one of them, I don't dislike Ngannou particularly. I think some of the situations that he's had led to some weird stuff in the UFC, and I thought his dominance in the UFC, or I don't think he was dominant in the UFC. That's what I'm saying. I think some of it was overblown in his matchups. It would have been better for him to stay in there for us to have a conversation. Not better for him himself, right? He's obviously going to make more money now, and I'm actually happy for him. I'm happy that he did this. It shows, he didn't do it first. Obviously, McGregor did, but it shows that there's an outlet for people looking for more money and not just looking to dominate in MMA, right? If your goal is to make money while you can with your fame, it seems like boxing is the way to go. It does. It really does. It's unfortunate that MMA can't do that, but it doesn't have the same numbers. The UFC has something to do with that. I get that. I don't want to get into UFC financials in this because this isn't what this is about. That being said, there's this thing that happens when an MMA fighter goes into a boxing match where we all collectively just like, come on, this will be the one. Come on, you can do it. And we just color everything with rose-tinted glasses, and they can do no wrong, and everything is their way. Here, I'll give you this. When McGregor fought Mayweather, and I don't think they gave him a single round, even though he ended up getting finished in the 10th. But like, they didn't give him a single round, or the 8th, whatever it was. That's ridiculous. He clearly won at least one of those rounds. I think I don't remember. It's been so long, but I had him winning like 2 or 3 of the rounds. So boxing definitely has its problems. Boxing, I've spoken about this almost every time I watch a boxing match. I don't think this is the one to throw up your arms at. I don't think this was scored horribly. That Ngannou scorecard is a little weird to me. Like, what was that guy looking for? Maybe he saw something I didn't. Maybe it's hard for me to take the people at home serious when they're looking for the MMA upset, right? It's hard for me to take their scorecard at face value and just be like, oh, that's clearly what they saw. This event kind of put in perspective how far MMA has come and how, not shallow, but how the heavyweight division is, oh man, how do I put this? Because obviously in MMA, the heavyweight division's usually the shallowest for men. It just is. I've explained before that's where a lot of other athletes, they go to other sports with more pay. Right? You go play football if you're American, right? You go play football, you'll go play baseball, not baseball so much, but you go play basketball if you're a big dude, but football's the big one. You find other outlets that pay you a lot more money, and you don't have to get punched in the face for a living. So even though it's shallow, this kind of shows that heavyweight MMA at the elite level can kind of hang with heavyweight boxers. Because what we've seen at the lower weight classes is that, the sweet science, the art, it just takes over at a certain point. And I've seen it in every single one of these. The MMA guy gets tired earlier. It was weird, except when Anderson Silva beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. That one, actually, what are we talking about? We had a guy upset a dude. Yeah, what are we talking about here? Forget it. We already had this. Anderson Silva did it. He beat a former champion, a guy not far removed from being a champion, and he's older. Anderson Silva did this already. Forget everything I said. I did not forget about him. I remember that vividly, and they tried to screw him too. So I know the feeling when I'm watching this stuff, when I see a guy get screwed over. I don't think this is the one. I don't think he got screwed over. I think Fury had a really bad night. I think he didn't take this as serious as he said he was. I think he took it easy in training. I think Ngannou played it as close to perfect as you could. See, the thing is, people are congratulating him for making it the distance. I think if he stuck to the game plan in those middle rounds, he could have won this. He could have won this. There was a couple of those rounds where he's just ducking, he's doing this. Right? I don't know if that's, like I said, it might have been the cardio issue. He needed a break in those rounds as well. Dewey Cooper was telling him how to take a breath in between the rounds, so I get it. But he had an opportunity here to win, and he was really close to doing it. I think if he stuck to the game plan, he could have won those middle rounds because he looked good and in the end. It didn't look like he was super tired, but again, maybe that was because he took the middle rounds off here. They both kind of took a round off here and there. This was just it's better than some of the other stuff that we've seen from the crossovers. I get that, but this one was particularly bad from Fury and particularly good from Ngannou. It just made a recipe for without that 10-8 though. A lot of these scorecards are not moot, but it's not as close. Well, then it's a draw on that one scorecard, and then the other two rounds or the other two scorecards is even more dominant for Fury. So without that knockdown, let me know what you guys thought. We'll end it there. I don't need to wax on about this anymore. So let me know what you guys thought. Do you guys think here? I'll propose a question. So if you made it this far, comment down below to let me know by answering this. Do you think that if Ngannou didn't land that knockdown, the narrative would be as glowing as it is? So I'll ask that again. Do you think the narrative that we see here, right, that Ngannou went in there, super impressive, he's able to do like something that nobody thought he could do? If he didn't get the knockdown, do you think that narrative would be the same, or do you think the focus would be on, oh, well, it's impressive that he made it to 10 rounds, but it wouldn't be as positive as it is? So let me know what you guys thought about that. Subscribe to the channel so you know when the next video is coming out. Appreciate it. If you comment down below, hit the like button if you did like this video. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I love y'all.